Right now on River Region Evening Edition, the cost of borrowing just went up for SIU and 5 other universities. The governor expresses doubt at a state budget agreement anytime soon, and the Southern Illinois Symphony and Jazz Orchestra fills Shyrock Auditorium with music.
News from around the world, across the nation, and here in the River Region. This is the award-winning Student Newscast, coming to you live from Southern Illinois University. River Region Evening Edition begins now.
Six Illinois state universities, including SIU, have taken another hit because of the budget stalemate. Good evening, I'm Zach Barrett.
And I'm Cody Essian. Moody's Investors Service downgraded the credit ratings of Eastern Illinois, Governor State, Northeastern Illinois, Northern Illinois, Southern Illinois, and Western Illinois universities. The agency states that the reduction comes from the fact that a majority of their funding from the state, which is entering its 5th month without a budget. The lower credit rating means that it will cost more for the universities to borrow money.
And don't bet on getting a new budget anytime soon in the Prairie State. Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner says a meeting with legislative leaders next month isn't likely to result in a new budget agreement. Rauner is insisting he won't agree to a budget deal unless it includes reforms from his so-called turnaround agenda. He's been at odds with the Democrats over a budget which should have taken effect July 1st. The first-year governor wants changes attached to the budget, including tighter workers' compensation rules and term limits for legislators. Democratic leaders have said they want a balanced approach that includes cutbacks in spending. SIU began additional cost-cutting measures this week, including job freezes and restrictions on ordering supplies and services. The Southern Illinois Symphony and Jazz Orchestra is hosting 2 big events tonight and tomorrow. Brittany Hardaway is live in the newsroom with more on the story.
The students and coordinators I spoke with today say they have been working on the performances for nearly August. The Southern Illinois Symphony Orchestra and SIU Edwardsville Orchestra are joining forces for one special night, a dual symphony concert.
It's great to have the 2 orchestras together because it gives a different sound, it gives us a bigger string section, and it really enhances the quality of the ensemble.
And after tonight's show, the musical festivities will continue with the SIU Studio Jazz Orchestra.
So it's a combined concert where our jazz ensemble will be playing the first half of the concert, and then we've got 2 jazz combos, which are small groups that will come out and play a few tunes after the intermission.
Despite the busy schedule, band members have still managed to prepare for the jazz concert.
So we've had about 50% of the rehearsals we normally do to get ready for a concert. So we're stretching it, but it's going to sound good. They're coming together real well.
We've developed a lot over the semester, which is really nice. So I think it's going to go really well.
School of Music students say the performances are the highlight of their semester.
Being in SIU, one of the greatest things is that there's always great music going on.
It's really cool to play with different musicians that I've never played with before that are from different schools. It's always interesting to have different leaders of groups because it's the conductor for the other orchestra is conducting one of our pieces. So it's always interesting to have new experiences like that.
Both events will be held in Shyrock Auditorium, and they're free to all SIU students. Live in the newsroom, Brittany Hardaway.
It's been a pretty rainy day in the River Region.
Yeah, it really has. I hope it doesn't extend to Halloween this week. Weathercaster Sydney Kessler is in to tell us all about it. Sydney.
Unfortunately, Zach, I might be the bearer of bad news, but I'll let you know that in my full forecast. But right now, tonight, we are going to be seeing a little more rain. But by tomorrow morning and by midday, we're going to warm up just a little bit. Not too much, still in the 60s. 67 is going to be our high tomorrow. But we're going to see a little bit of sun, a lot less rain than we were seeing today, so that's good news. But make sure to keep that umbrella around because it's still going to be a good little chance of rain, but not too much. But I'll let you know what exactly to expect in my full forecast in just a little bit.
Thanks, Sydney. SIU hosted a diverse business opportunity fair today in the Student Center. The fair brought representatives from Illinois public universities and business owners from across the state. It was an opportunity for minority women, disabled and military veterans, for an opportunity to meet face-to-face with university buyers to learn about opportunities and benefits of becoming a certified diverse vendor with the state of Illinois. The fair is sponsored by the Illinois Public Hire Cooperative and is important to create a more open and transparent playing field for small and diverse businesses.
A South Carolina police officer is being investigated for using excessive force with a student. We have details next.
Ferguson names 3 potential candidates for city manager. All that and more in 90 seconds. Carbondale officials say representatives for Liberty Power are going door to door today and tomorrow in the city to sign up new customers. Carbondale residents and small businesses who are customers of Homefield Energy are advised to compare the rates between the two companies. City officials say utility customers who want to stay with Homefield Energy should not sign any documents. Residents and small businesses can leave and return to Homefield Energy at any time, although there might be a cancellation charge. Each solicitor will have a solicitor's permit issued by the City of Carbondale. If you have concerns about the legitimacy of a particular solicitor, call the city's clerk office or the non-emergency line at the Carbondale Police Department. Ferguson, Missouri has announced 3 finalists for the town's city manager position. The finalists for the city manager are Riverdale Park, Maryland Town Administrator Sarah M. Hughes, Peoria, Illinois Public Works Director Michael Rogers, and Richton Park, Illinois Village Manager D. Carlin Seawood. The St. Louis suburb gained national attention last year over the shooting death of Michael Brown. Ferguson's longtime serving city manager John Saw resigned from the position in March after a federal Justice Department report called into question the treatment of minorities by the town's police department and by the town's municipal court.
A strip club bouncer is set to enter a plea involving a homicide that occurred right outside of the East St. Louis strip club. Reginald Allen was a bouncer at the Miss Kitty strip club when a fight ensued that resulted in Allen fatally running over one man with his pickup truck and then beating a dancer and 2 others. Allen is set to be charged with aggravated battery and mob action, and his plea hearing has been set for December 7th. A Southeast Missouri man is accused of sexual abuse is being granted a change of venue for his trial. 56-year-old Jeffrey Moffitt is being moved from Cape Girardeau County, where the offense was allegedly committed, to New Madrid County. Moffitt is accused of sexually molesting a 7-year-old girl in August of 2014, and he has since pleaded not guilty.
A Missouri inmate sentenced to death may see his sentence overturned due to medical condition. Ernest Johnson and his attorneys say Johnson should not be executed because he has a brain tumor. A lawsuit that was presented to the district court in Kansas City says Johnson's unique medical condition may cause uncontrollable seizures. The state of Missouri says they have carried out 18 rapid and painless executions and that Johnson's appeal wasn't filed in a timely manner.
A year after the controversial Ferguson case, issues between police and minorities seem to be at an all-time high. The issues between police and minorities will be discussed at the International Association Chiefs of Police Conference, which is the largest national gathering of law enforcement officials. The meeting was held in Chicago. The FBI Director James Cooey said his opinion on the matter.
There's a line of law enforcement and there's a line of communities we serve, especially communities of color. And I actually feel those 2 lines arcing apart, right, through the hashtag Black Lives Matter and the hashtag Police Lives Matter. Of course, each of those hashtags and what they represent adds in a voice to an important conversation. But each time somebody interprets hashtag Black Lives Matter as anti-law enforcement, one line moves away. And each time
the IACP conference had its last day today. A man has been arrested twice for dragging police officers with his car. This time, Devitt McNeil Smith is jailed on assault charges and resisting arrest. Charges were dropped for a similar incident he did in the past, but in both instances, investigators say Smith tried to drive away during an arrest while briefly dragging the police officers with his car. The officers were not seriously injured in either case.
Student Resource Officer Ben Fields has been put on a leave for using excessive force to remove a student from a desk in Columbia, South Carolina. The video captured by another student shows the girl being dragged out of her chair by the officer. The officer was called to the room when the girl refused to get out of her seat. Officer Field has previously been sued and accused of excessive force with a student. School Administrator Debbie Ham said that the school district is deeply concerned and student safety is a top priority.
Prison terms are affecting children. It's estimated 5 million children in the U.S. have had at least one parent in prison. The organization Child Trend says 1 out of 14 children has or had parents in prison, and the number is much greater among African American children. The group research finds many of these children become troubled with behavior issues and substance abuse. Child Trends wants schools to support these children and help those affected by the stigma.
Authorities say
a pedestrian killed in a hit-and-run accident last week has been identified as 23-year-old Dylan Dean. Dean was walking westward in the eastward lanes of Interstate 70 when he was struck by a car that sped away. Dean was then hit a second time by another vehicle while on the road, causing a chain of reaction among other vehicles. The accident forced a shutdown for the freeway for about 4 hours, and there was no immediate word said yet on any arrests or charges related to Dean's death.
We find out next how long this wet weather will be with us.
And stocks closed down this afternoon due to concerns about the future of interest rates. Full coverage on the nightly business report at 5:30.
And then by Sunday, we're supposed to be partly cloudy with a high of 64 and a low of 52. So I know it's not what you guys wanted to hear. I told you I was going to be the bearer of bad news today.
Yeah, I mean, that rain, it looks like it's a 100% chance tonight, so
Yeah.
There's no getting around it. It's going to rain.
Yeah, tonight it's going to rain no matter what, but tomorrow it's supposed to be clear and supposed to be a lot better day than we were seeing today. So if you want, you can you can do your hair a little bit more. I know you like to do that. But honestly, it's supposed to warm up by tomorrow and get a little bit better than it was today.
All right, Sydney, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Monday Night Football ends in an exciting finish, and the St. Louis Blues are back in action tonight. Orlando, tell us about it.
Thanks, guys. The MLB World Series starts tonight, and we give you an early look at Saluki basketball. All this and more when we come back. Yards with 1 touchdown. The Cardinals went to 5-2 and will face the Cleveland Browns in Week 8. Baltimore will take on the San Diego Chargers. Yeah, Cody, it's a big World Series tonight. The Kansas City is back for their second time in the year, so they hope to grab it this time.
You know, hopefully the Mets have a little better luck than they did in 2000.
Thank you, Orlando. After the break, we'll take one last look at the weather with Sydney.
Here are some of the stories making news in days ahead. Senator Gary Forby talks tonight at SIU regarding the importance of university funding and how we are hurting. With Halloween right around the corner, see how scary trick-or-treating can really be. And Saluki Sports View is this Thursday. Tune in to see all things sports here at SIU. Join us Monday through Thursday at 5 for River Region Evening Edition.
Every year in Elmore, Ohio, residents jump in and race caskets. Yeah, I said it, caskets. The race is called the annual Tombstone Derby. Racers take unused caskets, turn them around, and make them into cars. All the kids in the Ohio town dress up in their Halloween costumes for the event, and some of the children even race in the caskets as well. I know you could not find me dead in one of those caskets.
Absolutely not.
Sydney, can we get another look at weather?
Well, of course. Tonight, we're actually supposed to be hitting a low of 67. Thursday is supposed to hit a high of 60. Saturday, our Halloween forecast, a high of 59, a low of 51 with some rain. I know it's not what you were looking for.
All right. Thank you, Sydney.
You're welcome, guys.
And thank you for joining us. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at River Region News. I'm Cody Essian.
And I'm Zach Barrett for Orlando Totally, Sydney Kessler, and more than 100 students who work on Evening Edition. Good night.